What's up, guys? This is Justin. I'm here with Greg and Vinnie for episode 18 of Baseball and Whatever. We got a lot to talk about. We got some stuff going on with the White Sox. We got the Field of Dreams game is going on right now. We got some stuff to talk about with the Cubs, like Arrieta getting DFA'd, and got some interesting stats. We also have a look at how the current returns from the core are doing in the minors from all the trading. And then for our whatever section, I believe it was Greg suggested, we are just going to discuss what we've been watching on TV. I think we have a lot of similarities in what we watch, but I think there's also probably a few things that we all differ on. So it should be pretty good.
Literally ran out of ideas. So hey, it's like, hey, what's on TV?
Yeah,
that's what
you can only do lists every week for so long before you need a little bit of a
break.
Palate cleanser,
exactly.
Right? So
next week is like, hey, what's in the refrigerator? So what'd you have for dinner last night? So actually, that's not a bad
it's not a bad idea.
Section.
It's not a bad idea.
We're gonna have to start retooling like Kramer did.
Oh, when he
the
got
Merv Griffin's show.
Merv Griffin show, yeah,
exactly.
Turn tape over. So we got a variety of things to talk about. We got some good stuff planned, but before we get into that, if you are listening to us for the first time, we are Baseball and Whatever. We are baseball focused, but we also talk about TV, movies, video games, Star Wars, James Bond, DC, Marvel, you name it, we discuss it. And you can reach us on a variety of platforms. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/baseball and whatever. You can email us your questions, your thoughts, your responses to something we say at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com. And you can tweet us at baseball and what. Those are the three easiest ways to get hold of us. So without further ado, Greg, tell us, let's jump into the emails, tweets, and YouTube comments section of the show. What do you got for us this week?
Sounds good. Thank you, Justin. Welcome, guys. Good to be back with you. Feel like it's been a while. Feel like we did 12 episodes last week, and this is our first one this week. So
I cannot promise that this episode will be as smart sounding as the interview we did with Michael Finney.
No. God.
I must say, after listening to that, it was like watching an episode of Frasier. It was that smart.
He was awesome.
Wow.
He was awesome.
Let's kick it off with Michael Finney. Anyway, if you didn't catch our last episode, we interviewed Michael Finney for the 1983 Chicago Columbian Exposition interview, and he checked in on YouTube and just said, thank you for having me on to talk about the project. Well, you were very welcome, Michael, and thank you for coming on and chatting with us. That was a lot of fun and a great interview. So we certainly appreciate it.
If anybody's interested, again, if you go back in the YouTube links or in the podcast episode links, all the stuff for how to rent or buy the documentary he made on the 1893 Chicago World's Fair is there, as well as his book, which you can also buy on Amazon. So there you go.
Awesome. So sticking with YouTube here, welcome Christopher Valdez, new subscriber on YouTube. Thank you for subscribing. I thought this said Christoph Waltz at first.
I thought that too.
We got Academy Award winner subscribing to us.
It's all that Bond talk.
Yeah, exactly. We got Blofeld subscribing to the podcast. But thank you, Christopher. Welcome. Glad you like our stuff. Then we had a in-person conversation with Vince where he was telling us the White Sox used to have their own network as well. I think we were chatting about Marquee.
Yep.
It was called Sox Vision. Sounds like a Marvel series. And he went on to say it failed.
Yeah. He was explaining to me that
we're not watching it.
We're not watching it down there.
I'm watching the game on Fox right now. So
something along the lines of in the 80s, you had to get a box from your cable subscriber, and that's how you tuned into the Sox games. Which I think I would. That sounds just about as bad as Marquee. So
right,
I think I failed.
Right, the conversation was about Marquee in that time. Has Marquee? You think Marquee's gonna fail? I don't think it's failed yet, but do you think it's trending towards that direction? I don't know how much money they invested in this or whatever.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot, but it's like it still hasn't, kind of hit the ground running.
I think it depends on what you have to watch. Like they had a lot of Iowa Cubs games on there, from what I was told, but you can't really televise those because now all the Iowa Cubs are in Chicago. So. South Bend games, I don't know, Myrtle Beach games.
Well, you got all the new trade pieces coming up. So just do like a revolving cycle around and catch in on them.
Yeah, I feel like the initial sell of the Marquee Network was it was going to just be this amazing network. And from what I've heard, it's just like any other sports network. It doesn't really do anything special, but that's just what I've heard. So
Lynn on YouTube writes in regards to the Michael Finney 1983 interview. Lynn says, great interview, very informative. Glad we got a Ferris wheel instead of another Eiffel Tower. Yeah, thank God. With that Eiffel Tower garbage in our city. Ferris wheel is just fine. Even though when I took the kids...
Does your wife listen to this podcast? Because she'd be very upset with you.
She's Mrs. Paris, right? I mean,
she is. So, yeah, don't need that. Although I will say, to ride that Ferris wheel now, I think it costs 4 people like $77 or something like that.
That's too much.
To ride the Ferris wheel. I think that we went down to Navy Pier over the summer and we rode the Ferris wheel. It was like $77 there. It's like, what the hell?
I've never read the modern one. I know my sister.
Does Ricketts own that? That's a
overcharging for it.
Yeah, it's gonna go up. So
he has his way in if Wrigleyville stretches further east into the Navy Pier and Northern Loop. Right? Maybe we'll see.
Exactly.
We'll see.
The moms continue to write into baseball and whatever. Robin on Facebook. Again with the interview. Great job, guys. Very interesting conversation to interview. I thought it was very interesting about Wrigley's Juicy Fruit Gum and Vienna hot dogs being introduced here. Never knew that. Well, neither did we.
Yep.
So
very cool.
Always good info. My mom did not write in. I don't know how I don't know if she listens to podcasts, so I don't even know if she knows.
She's a big runner, right? You hook her up with that.
Yeah.
She can listen while she runs.
Yeah, but she's like no sound running.
Oh,
it's got to be. Yeah, it's got too distracting.
Oh, geez.
So
okay.
Got to be one with the
run,
or whatever kind of crap she says. So, and then. Really a quick shout out to Mr. Brian Dobson of JBR. Thank you for the Twitter follow. This dude, I mean, this is like, just sneaking a little Bond stuff right here. He knows every single watch Bond has worn in the movies. Guys, if you thought I was bad, dude, I don't know. I know like 2 of the watches. This guy knows all 24. So Brian Dobson, JBR, I'm gonna be contacting you. Maybe we might have to do a little slime.
I didn't even know Bond wore a watch. Here.
Oh yeah! Stop.
Just kidding. I'm kidding. I knew from GoldenEye. Yeah. GoldenEye. That's the only watch I know.
Last thing I have for you guys is that MLB The Show 21, haven't touched on that in a while, but released a ton of new Field of Dreams game content, including the stadium they're playing at right now.
That's cool.
And that is free in the Classic Stadiums tab when you do Stadium Selector, and that's across all platforms, guys. So PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Series X, whatever. I think that's our first Classic Stadium since like 2013. So
that's cool.
Here to stay in the game and super excited. Plus some for you Diamond Dynasty guys, some new cards, stuff like that. So go check that out if you're into MLB The Show. And I think cool. That's everything for our correspondence this evening.
Excellent. Yeah, keep your comments on the Facebook page or YouTube channel or the email. Keep them coming so we have more to say. All right. Well, I guess we might as well just jump into the White Sox. Greg, you want to start us off with them unfortunately sweeping the Cubs this week, and I'd say it was more than a sweep. It was more like a
hey, now that was close. One game. They went to extras.
That's true.
Beating. I'll call it that. And it was just this guy Crawley's bitching about it on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, he is. So, yeah, Crawley's Cub Kingdom, I believe. The only thing I know about him is he was on, you remember that old CSN Chicago show where I think it was gas money and then it turned into beer money?
Yeah.
They would go around to bars and ask trivia questions. He won it or he was on it. And I think that's kind of how he's gotten his Twitter fame a little bit. But I saw you were interacting with him a little bit this week, Greg.
A little bit because, you guys, I think
I started it.
You started. You were like, because he was saying, like he was upset that they were going, let's go White Sox at Wrigley or whatever.
Yeah.
Too fucking bad. We listen to Go Cubs Go at guaranteed rate all the fucking time for the past 6 years. Can't deal with it. Tough shit, You've been a contender since like 2015. Get over it. Now it's over. Too bad.
If anything, I'm
your players next time.
I'm hoping that sends a message to Cubs ownership like, look, the Sox fans have invaded Wrigley maybe we need to, work on hopefully putting a competitive team out next season. We'll see.
Everybody's been invading Wrigley. The Brewers. I mean, I was listening to the game today at work, and I don't know who hit a home. One of the Brewers players hit a home run. I mean, probably everybody did at some point, but it sounded like there was a good representation from the Brewer fans, unfortunately. But what do you
Wrigley, expect? Yeah, stay home. It's not even worth going. Why bother? No. But anyway, continue, Greg. I'm sorry.
Oh, the Yankees just took the lead in the Field of Dreams game.
Oh, no.
Stanton hit like a 500-foot bomb. Thanks a lot, Giancarlo. Who do you hit it off of? Anyway, he hit it off of Liam. No, Liam does give up the long ball occasionally.
Whoopsie.
All right, skipping ahead.
That's why you got to have Kimbrel as the closer. Sorry.
Well,
he pitched in the 8th tonight. I did see that.
He did pitch in the 8th. All right, look, I'll say about this. I'm not ready. I mean, if you're gonna do that, I don't want roles assigned. Then Liam Hendricks is the closer of this team. If you're going to assign roles, he's a closer. If you're going to do situational bullpen matchups, that's fine. Kimbrel closes, Hendricks closes, that's fine. I mean, Hendricks gives up the long ball too, as we just saw, which is crucial in 7th or 8th innings. And those innings could not be clean either. And he comes better with a clean inning. So I'll just say that about that. But anyway, Rodon's on the 10-day IL with
I saw that. Has that been like frustrating? I thought I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, he had something nagging on his was it his bicep or something?
Oh, didn't they call it fatigue though? Shoulder fatigue.
Maybe that's what it was. Shoulder fatigue. Maybe that's what it was. So, but that's okay. I don't need him, hurt or anything long term. If we can rest this guy, that's totally fine. He was supposed to start tonight, but Big Bastard got the start, and he did pretty well. He did 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs. He kind of got hit a little bit. Yeah, Lance Lynn got hit. But Eloy is still killing baseballs out there. He did it against Cubs, Twins. He's doing it again tonight with a big home run. 6 so far. Since he's come back, he's played like 6 or 7 games. So this is like
he's been on a tear since he's come back.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
That's the impact bat you guys were picking up at the
pretty much. Right? Yeah, it kind of worked out pretty nicely. So Eloy's back. He's killing the ball. Another guy's back, Luis Robert. We talked about. They did option Gavin Sheets to Charlotte, which makes sense, because he does, have options, and he was struggling a little bit. But so we'll see what happens with that. I thought it was going to be Jake Lamb. DFA'd. Guess it wasn't
Tony's guy though, right?
He is Tony's guy. Yeah, that is very true. So that's totally fine. He's on the active roster. He does whatever he does. But I'm looking forward to Gavin Sheets still in the organization. Didn't trade him. A little more time in AAA. So I'm excited for this kid's future. At least I'm sure we'll see him in the big league club. In the not too distant future. It'll be on our next grade 32. There we go.
Who was the last grade 32?
Alex Fernandez.
Oh,
you want to include Adam Dunn, maybe.
I'll take Alex Fernandez.
I'll take Dunn.
Kip Wells. I don't know. Dustin Hermanson. Those are the ones that come to mind.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh man!
So I've been really positive about the White Sox, guys, and I like pretty much everything going on except for one thing that's really annoying, and that's 21. Zach Collins is very, very bad, and I think he should be very, very gone soon. Actually, Southside Showdown wrote a pretty interesting article. It's pretty much saying everything we're thinking. Is Zach Collins long for Major League Baseball, or at least, with the White Sox playing, at this level?
Yeah.
I think the answer is no, because he's definitely not figured out here. We don't have time for him to figure out the bat and the defense here at the big league level, because we need to win right now.
When was he drafted?
2018, our first overall pick, I believe.
Yeah, he was first round pick.
Jeez, he was a first round pick.
He was a first round pick. He wasn't first overall though.
He wasn't first overall.
Okay, just first round.
He might have been like 10th overall or something
Okay.
like that. I can't remember.
Well, he's in the company of like Ian Happ and Albert Elmora.
Yeah, but I mean, look, the last
Don't
15,
say it. Don't say you would want it.
Don't say things you can't take back, Greg.
The last 15 games, he has an 037, 257, 037 slap. One hit, one single. He has 4 home runs total this season. This is the guy they wanted to be our lefty power bat. He has 4 home runs, 1 hit in his last 15 games. If you want that production, go ahead and get Matt Trainer out of retirement and see if you want numbers like that, or go get his wife, Misty May. It's like, Jesus. I mean, we just, can't have this. We have Zebby Zavala right now.
Yeah.
Who is known for his defense. Like, that was his thing. He's a defensive guy right now.
Yep.
So Sox fans are asking the question, should Zebby Zavala be on the postseason roster instead of Collins? The simple answer is fuck yes. Sign me up for 44 right now. The last 15 games. Okay, the offense isn't pretty. He hit a home run tonight, which is awesome. That's his 4th. 216, 310, 459, not counting tonight. He had the 3 home runs in one game. That was awesome. The pitching staff loves this guy, apparently.
That's the big thing right there.
Catcher.
Yeah.
Our pitching staff is carrying this team right now. Our pitchers are carrying this team. If we can get a reliable guy behind the plate, I want to keep them happy. And if Zach Collins needs to go, send him away and keep Zebby Zavala. Deal with
Grandal coming back.
Plate. What's that?
When's Grandal coming back?
He's soon.
Okay, so
at this point,
he'll be optioned, right?
He will be. Yeah, he will be.
Yeah,
down, unless they go 3. What I don't want, guys, is I don't want Zebby Zavala gone. I think he should be here the rest of he's pretty much turning into Lance Lynn's personal catcher right now.
Yeah.
So and he's showing a little bit with the bat. So I don't, if Collins needs to go, I'm like, screw. I mean, yeah, it's always nice to have a lefty bat, a lefty power hitter on the team. That's supposed to be Collins, but guess what? He's not that because he can't hit. So it's like, what's the point? Then it's just a waste of space. So, and he can't play defense. He can't catch. So like, what are we doing here?
Something tells me that decision is going to get pushed further down the road once September call-ups happen too, right? I mean, like, they have time to make that decision. Maybe Collins turns it on and finds it. I don't know. I didn't realize he was a 2018. I mean, like, he's still pretty young then to be already in the majors, right?
And you know what? Yes, I like him. He needs to figure stuff out. I don't know if it's going to translate in the future. I don't know if you look to move him this offseason for anything. I mean, we just don't have time right now for him to figure it out.
No, that's true.
With what we're doing right now. I mean, we need the reliability. And if he can't really, play good defense, and Zavala can, and they have the same number of home runs right now. It's like, I think
and that's what you want out of your backup catcher. I mean, Zavala doesn't have to be anything.
Oh no,
like,
he
great. He's the backup catcher, so you want him
exactly.
Pretty much the backup catcher is just a defensive guy, anyways, right?
Exactly. It's 100%. So
and Zach Collins, by the way, was drafted in 2016, 10th overall. So
2016, okay,
yeah. So and he's 26 years old. So the clock's kind of ticking.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's older than I thought.
I didn't know he was that old. Yeah, I thought he was younger, but
I feel like as a backup catcher, you got to be above like the Paul Bacco line, right? Like for the longest time, Paul Bacco was the Cubs' backup, and I think he was kind of relegated to being Greg Maddox's personal catcher.
Yeah, personal catcher.
And,
I mean,
was he going to hit?
Specialist.
I mean, he was batting like 201 like every season at that, but he was a good defensive catcher. And if Zavala is better defensively than Collins, and maybe Collins needs more seasoning, I don't know, but like you said, Greg, now is not the time in the midst of a pennant chase and World Series aspirations is not the time to try and figure out what this guy's got. You know what I mean? So
no, you're absolutely correct. And I honestly, like I said, I like him. I hope he figures it out obviously for his sake, for our sake, if he's still with us, or, if he goes on to somewhere else, and wish him the best, but it's not the year, man. You can't be like bringing this team down like that. I mean, right now he's technically the starting catcher, and Zavala's getting more work because the pitching staff likes him more. So
sounds like a future Cubs catcher.
Ooh,
get him for cheap.
Get him for really cheap. So, the last thing I have is kind of like one of those forgotten guys on the White Sox that we forget, he's back on the team. He's been disappeared for a little while. Renato Lopez, what the hell? Pitching pretty well for his role right now, which is kind of like a opener, swingman, mostly relief.
Yeah.
So he pitched against the Twins the other day. They lost that game, but he opened for 3 innings, a hit, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Not too bad. Too bad they couldn't score any fucking runs. Overall this season, a 1.35 ERA, 20 innings pitched, 22 strikeouts. That's pretty good. 0.75 whip, 2 games started, and 10 total appearances. That's not too shabby at all. So we kind of got a right-handed fireballer out of the bullpen if he can keep that up. And we all know Ronaldo can be really bad, but maybe this kind of role for him might be something.
This might be what he needs in order to prosper. Yeah.
Hey, if he keeps doing what he's doing, it's like I will gladly have him, on this team or whatever. What I mean, if he just needs to come in to face 1, or 3 dudes or whatever. So so be it. So so we'll keep an eye on him. White Sox, walk it off, baby. 9-8.
Really?
Wow.
Thank you, Tim Anderson.
What a man, what a third short snap. What a short
time to be a White Sox fan, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good time to be a White Sox fan.
That's all you got? You're spent, you're tapped out from all this awesome
White Sox
talk?
win 9-8.
Man,
Mob at the mound, TA taking it deep. Oh, there's Judge crying, walking off the field.
He's crying.
Sox win. Hey, looks like he is, but
it's a regular season game. Why would? Okay,
I don't think he's actually.
Okay.
He looks defeated. I'm just kind of saying.
I gotta
fuck it. He's crying. What a win!
I gotta say, it's so exciting to hear a team that their biggest concern right now is their backup catcher. I can't even imagine what that's like.
Right. I know it's.
And I mean, don't get me wrong.
Bad.
I'm excited for the future of the Cubs, but man. That's the only issue. All right,
Justin, just think though, over the past couple years, has that been the only thing we've only been concerned about one position?
Oh no, never.
Stop. It's never been just one position.
Which is probably more telling that things were more broken than people think back. People are looking back with rose-colored glasses, and it clearly wasn't the case. So,
geez, this podcast was started because you needed therapy every week because of how bad the Cubs were. And that was when they had all the core.
And that's when, that's true. That's true. Well, Vinnie, I'm glad you brought up the core. So I'm assuming this was Vinnie that put this on here. We're going to switch to the Cubs now.
It was Greg.
Was it Greg? Okay. Greg, I'm
have just down kidding.
Here?
It
wasn't me. I was like, I put some stuff down.
The look on Greg's face right there was great.
To drop.
So Vinny's going to tell us a little bit about the returns that the Cubs got from trading, Rizzo, Bryant, and Baez, along with Kimbrel, I believe, right? Or just those 3?
I didn't.
That's fine. I meant just the core. Yeah. But from what I've heard, things are looking kind of good. So, Vinny, you got a little bit more information on that?
Yeah, just to start off, the Cubs farm system was like in the mid 20s bottom, and now I've seen people rank them as high as 8. I don't know what goes into the rankings. I don't know who a lot of the people are, where they're getting the numbers from, but I've seen top 10 farm system, but more like 9 or 8. So to make that big of a jump, it's quite incredible on the players that they got in return. I was quickly going to also go through Yu Darvish, the return for him, and check in on those players. Owen Cassie's in the ACL division. He's got 101 plate appearances. He's batting .363 on base, .495, slugging .675 with an OPS of 1.170. So pretty darn good.
Yeah, pretty good.
And really for the return for Darvish, I mean, even if they hit on one of them, I'd say
I'll take it.
I mean, not necessarily a win, but it's still a good return.
Yeah, no, that's a win. If you
makes it more palatable, at least. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a win.
Yeah. Ishmael Mina or Mena. I'm going to butcher all these names. Center fielder. He's in the ACL as well. He's got 112 plate appearances, 237, 295, 340 with an OPS of 635. Not too good.
Yeah, nothing crazy there.
But yeah, well, maybe it'll get better.
Yeah.
Reginald Presidio, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Did I say that right, Justin?
I believe that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
He's also in the ACL. Plate appearances, 108, and his batting average is 351, 407 on base, slugging 495 with an OPS of 902. So another solid performance from him, or he's doing well as well. So that's a good return there.
Mm-hmm.
And last, I'm just not even going to say his first name because I would butcher it. Santana. He between the ACL and A ball, he's in Myrtle Beach right now. He's he's got 134 plate appearances. He's batting 204, on base 316, slugging 230, OPS of 546. So he
better than Zach Collins.
Yeah, he is needs to put on some muscle, I think, and be able to get that ball to the infield. But he's doing he was doing a lot better in the ACL. He's doing terrible in an A ball. He's hitting 147, 238 on base percentage, 173 slugging. So his stats combined are being held up by the ACL.
Okay.
Rizzo's return. They got an outfielder and a right-handed pitcher. The outfielder, Kevin Alcantara, he's in the his stats between the ACL and the FCL, which is where the Yankees rookie league is played. It's Florida. He's got 61 plate appearances. His batting average is 365, on base 443, slugging 557, so an OPS of 1020. So
nice,
doing well.
Yeah.
Right-handed pitcher Alexander Vizcaino. He's got 7.2 innings pitched this year, 8.22 ERA, a WHIP of 2.478. Walks per 9 is 14.1, and his strikeouts per 9 is 11.7. So either he's striking someone out or walking them, and then giving up a big hit.
Yeah, it's a manager's nightmare.
Yeah, and that's between high A and the FCL league. So, but he only has 7.2 innings pitched, so it's not.
Oh well, maybe he had just a rough couple innings,
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Baez's return. Pete Crow Armstrong, who is currently hurt. So this is his stats from high A ball with the Mets organization. He's got 32 plate appearances, batting 417, on base percentage of 563, and slugging 500 for an OPS of 1063. So he was a first round draft pick, I believe, in 2019.
I believe you're right.
He was a high school prospect, so he came out of high school and was considered one of the best hitting prospects in the drafts, I think in the drafts or out of all the high schoolers. So yeah, he was a pretty darn good return for Baez, and I guess Trevor Williams, but mainly Baez.
Yeah.
So he's doing well. Oh, he was doing well. Hopefully he comes back, and he's only 19 right now, so he's a young kid. So moving on to Bryant, we have Alexander Canario.
I've heard a lot about him. Yeah.
Yes. Over the past 4 games, he's hit 4 home runs in a game or 1 home run per game in the last 4. So between low A and high A this year, he's hitting. He's had 316 plate appearances. He's got a 245 batting average, on base percentage of 329, and a slugging of 466, an OPS of 795. But if we look at just his time in high A ball with the Cubs, he's got 42 plate appearances, batting 308, on base of 357, slugging 667 for an OPS of 1024. So doing well in the Cubs system so far, and hopefully he keeps that up. And now, Greg, you had homework for Justin and I, right?
Yes, I did.
On the last podcast. Justin, did you watch any of his swings?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. To me, that swing looked like Moises Alou. I don't think that's who you're looking for, but just the way when he would make contact, it was so effortless. It just kind of, the ball launched, but I don't think that's who Greg was going for.
There's no right or wrong answer. I was just saying who it reminds you of. So
for me, it was.
I know you guys texted me some of your answers. Yeah, who do you think, Vinny?
I had Slam and Sammy Sosa. The only ones I saw for him were the home runs with the Cubs and the way he swings that bat so violently. It just reminded me of Sammy on some of his famous home run swings. So. Yeah, that's who I had. But Greg, you had someone different because we talked about it a little bit.
I did have someone different. And I did look at the Sammy Sosa swing, and I did see, there are some similarities.
Some tendencies,
I do like that comp. Although Sammy had much more of a controlled power swing and a smoother stroke. This guy, if he has a little better plate discipline than the person I'm about to name, there could be something there, but that swing screamed Javi Baez to me.
Oh no!
Even just with the bat. I mean, the bat. Well, the good parts of it. Let me say that.
Yeah.
Like, how do I put this? The good parts of it: good bat speed, good hands, good extension. You just need to. I mean. The swings I saw, they were all, full extension power swing. You get that plate discipline going. You have a little bit more, of control with it.
Yeah.
There could be something, but the hands look good. They're in a good spot. I think he might, that's good. Just from what you see, there's, boom, bust, you could say at the moment right now. But I have, I'm going to be, this is like the guy I'm going to be watching, the Cubs return I'm going to be watching. I find it really interesting. I like to see because this guy has potential to hit a lot of home runs, and I hope he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, that swing, that violent swing, as you said, Vinny, just screamed Javi Baez.
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys saw that too, but look at some of Javi Baez's swing with the Cubs and look at this guy. You can see a lot of a lot just with that extension and everything. It's like, woo.
With Javi, all I could picture are swings in the dirt. So
yeah. I didn't see
it's actually connecting. Right.
Yeah. I didn't see any video. On YouTube, you're limited. I didn't see any video of him swinging stuff in the dirt. It's mostly pitches in the zones. You don't really know what he's chasing or whatever, but hopefully that he's got a little bit of a better head up there.
He's got 357 big league on base percentage. I don't think Javi ever had a 357.
Oh, that's a start.
No, that's good. That's a good sign. That's a good sign because he can take his walks and he can see some more pitches up there because Javi doesn't see very many. So
no, he's if you go to buy a beer or get some nachos or popcorn or a hot dog at the game, you'll miss his at bat by the time you get back. So
right, he likes those 58 footers a lot. So
just past the pitcher's mound. All right. So a couple other small tidbits from the Cubs. They made some roster moves this week. They called up Justin Steele, who was a pitcher at AAA. He was a relief pitcher. They'd been stretching him out the last couple weeks, maybe for about a month or so, if that sounds right. He got his first start this week against the Brewers. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits in a 4-2 Milwaukee win. So overall, can he eat some innings the rest of the way, which is really all you need? Sure. I give him the experience, give him a shot. We'll see what happens. I know he's kind of like a little bit, I wouldn't say highly touted, but he's been touted a little bit as somebody that could make the rotation next year, maybe.
28th ranked prospect, I think, with the Cubs now.
That sounds about right. So we'll see. He didn't look, he didn't get embarrassed, I guess is my qualifier for the rest of the season is how did, you lost, but was it at least a competitive loss, which I guess 4-2 would fall into that category.
He did better than I was going to say, he did better than both the World Series veterans the Cubs had.
Yes. So let's get into that. So Jake Arrieta, designated for assignment, also known as, and I don't usually swear, but get the fuck out is what that was.
Oh man, click that explicit.
Click the explicit tag. I'll just go into a little diatribe here. Jake Arrieta, he had probably one of the best runs as a pitcher from, I'd say, 2015 to 2017, roughly, with the Cubs, give or take.
Yep. You can throw in 2014 in there. Yeah, pretty solid.
Middle of 2014.
Yeah.
When they got him from the Orioles, you could see they made some tweaks, some adjustments, and I will never discredit how dominant he was for those seasons, especially that 2015 into 2016. Like, he was lights out. It was like must-see TV. Had the no-hitter in there. Went to the Phillies, kind of never found it really with the Phillies. There's a lot of injuries. And then I still don't understand why they brought him back. For his salary, you could have just kept Lester for pretty much the same thing, right?
And
Lester,
traded him
and traded
the
him.
Cardinals and got a piece
for a draft pick. Yeah. So I don't know. So that's the first part. The second part, though, is from what I've been reading, he was kind of a little bit toxic to the clubhouse this year, between the, refusing to, in the beginning of the season, refusing to admit he had a problem with his pitching. He kept saying, "Oh, I still got it. I just got to find it." It's like, well, time's running out, dude. I don't know what to tell you. And then there was the whole thing about, he was kind of falling into that anti-vax territory, which I think, caused a divide in the clubhouse from what I read. And just here's a couple stats. His ERA this season was 6.88. That is the highest in Cubs history for a season where the pitcher had 20 starts in history. So he had the highest ERA in Cubs history from a pitcher at 20 starts. That's from
so he's at the highs. So he's at the highs and the lows for Cubs starters almost.
Wow.
Yeah, is a cautionary tale, as in do not bring back people from championship years. I don't know. I mean, like I said, he was an amazing pitcher back in the day, but it's a what have you done for me now business. It is what it is, but he had to go. And I know some people were saying, oh, he was losing games, he was getting us closer to a higher draft pick. Yes, I get that, but at some point, let I'd rather be happy with seeing some young kid from Iowa get a chance, even if he's just as bad or worse. At least you're getting them some exposure and some experience in the majors. I don't know. How do you guys feel about the whole area?
No, I agree. I agree with what you said there, Justin. But Vinny, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Justin, I think you said it perfectly. It was nice that his losses were bringing us closer to a higher draft pick.
Yes.
Just kind of bottom out the rest of this year. But yeah, if he was truly toxic in the locker room, which he seemed kind of like, since you already swore, he seemed like an ass. So you don't have to worry about hitting the button again. He just seemed kind of like an ass, especially yesterday's.
We didn't even get into the
interview
Bruce Levine
where
thing,
was it Bruce that he said that?
Yeah, he said it to Bruce Levine.
Yeah. Bruce asked him a question, and Bruce had a mask on, and he told him to take his mask off or something. It's like, dude, I get it. You sucked out there, but just don't take it out on other people.
No, you don't know. Bruce Levine's an older guy. You don't know if he's immunocompromised. I mean, not to get into the whole health aspect, but it's like, dude, just say, yep, I sucked.
Yeah.
Why you got to try and shift attention somewhere else. But yeah.
So. I would ask Bruce Levine to wear a mask regardless of COVID or not. I want to see his face anyway. So, but that's just Greg's thoughts on Bruce Levine.
So good luck, good riddance. I do not see him getting picked up by another team. Anybody want to take a bet on if he gets picked up?
I bet you the Cardinals pick him up.
Cardinals. I was going to say the Cardinals.
Where former Cubs go to die, apparently.
Or the Angels.
Oh God!
I think all the Cardinals starting pitchers are like over 35. I mean, if you take Flaherty out of the equation,
and
Lester, J. Happ now, Adam Wainwright, they're all 40. So
speaking of the Angels, that team, they're like the Titanic.
What a waste!
Throw a lifeboat to Trout and Ohtani, and just sink the damn thing. I mean, take Trout out of the equation, like you said, just Ohtani now. Yeah, he's going to win the MVP. Yeah, on a shit team that. And it's not like they've been good recently, right? Like my recent memory, like I don't remember them being competitive for at least the last 7-8 years. Does that sound right?
They made the postseason 1 year, 8 years ago or something. Okay. That's the only time Mike Trout's been there, I think, and that was all short lived, if I'm not mistaken. But
I mean, to be honest, I don't think Trout cares, considering he probably dives into a vault of cash like Scrooge McDuck every night. But
right, yeah, and if he's just looking at the weather and chasing tornadoes, so we're like Philip Seymour Hoffman and Twister. That's like his ideal.
Just a couple other stats I had for you guys that I thought were very interesting. Since throwing the combined no-hitter against the Dodgers in June, the Cubs have gone 10-31. That is a .244 win percentage, or if you extrapolate that over a 162 game season, that is a 39 win season.
That's good, right?
Yes, that's if losing was good, yes, that'd be amazing.
I'm no mathematician, but that sounds great.
Yes, that was from Michael Cerami of Bleacher Nation. Another couple stats before we move on. The Cubs got outscored by 28 runs and getting swept by the Brewers this week. That is the second worst run differential in a 4-game sweep in franchise history. So they are literally playing.
That also sounds really good.
Yeah, they are. They are literally playing the worst baseball in franchise history right now. That was from Jesse Rogers. This is also from Jesse Rogers. Oh God, I wish I was making this up. The Cubs have lost consecutive games by a 10+ run differential for the 4th time in the modern era, which starts at 1900 and is the 8th time in franchise history. That was also from Jesse Rogers. And then lastly, probably my favorite, being the history teacher on the podcast, the Cubs went winless on a homestand of 7 or more games for the first time since when? World War II.
Is that when they had the women's league playing for them?
You know, I would much rather watch the Rockford Peaches right now than the Chicago. Right? That's just me.
You gotta love when the Cubs, stats and dates go back to like the 1900s.
Oh yeah,
that's just there too. It's like we circling back to hundreds of years ago. Yeah. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. So
we're back to there's always next year.
Yeah, right.
Case, so. It's gonna happen. Those stupid signs that people used to always bring to the game.
God, just think though, if you were back in World War II and you were a fan of the Cubs, I mean, gosh, you'd probably want to get drafted instead of having to watch it. What do we have? Seriously. We have to sit here and be on a podcast and talk about how bad they are.
Yeah,
go invade.
At least they had options back then.
Pacific Theater or European. All right, so that's all I got for the Cubs. But Greg created a little game for us called That Guy.
You guys want to play a little game?
Yeah, let's play it. Tell us about it.
Do you guys have any idea? I don't say it yet if you have.
I have no clue.
Okay, so I'll go through. I left off the dates and the years intentionally because I feel like that might have given it away a little bit.
Yeah.
But a little bit of since there's we'll have a little fun in the Cubs section. I know it wasn't that much fun for some people at least. So we'll just play a little That Guy. You remember That Guy, Cub? Who am I? So he was a relief pitcher. He finished his MLB career with the Cubs. That was 2017. He signed as a free agent for a year and $6 million. He was age 42, relief pitcher.
2017, you said?
2017, yeah. His last MLB appearance was against the Atlanta Braves. His Cubs jersey number was the same number Chris Bryant wore in his first year at Iowa. This pitcher is a former ALCS MVP and World Series winner. He's a former All-Star. He made his major league debut against the Yankees. He was actually the number 2 starter behind Jeremy Guthrie that year. I believe that year was 2009 and the Baltimore Orioles. The last thing, he owns a signed game-used glove from Roger Clemens. Who is that Cub?
So was he a starter when he won the MVP? I'm assuming then?
He was not. He was a closer for that team, for that World Series winning team. If I give the year, it might. If I give the year and the team, it might give it away.
I'm trying to think of former.
What was Chris Bryant's number in Iowa?
19, his first year. And this pitcher won the ALCS MVP and World Series in 2013 for the Boston Red Sox. I believe he was an All-Star in 2014.
God, I almost had.
I know when you say that,
but it's not him.
No,
he never played for the Cubs.
Yeah, he choked out Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Last year with the Cubs, 2017, age 42. I believe
when you say the name. I know when you say the name, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember that guy.
God, I have no freaking clue, Greg. This is good.
Well, for those of you listening right now, before I release the name, just send in your best guess right now to email and see if you got it. If you guys want me to reveal the name, I'll go right ahead.
What do you think, Vinny? Should we wait and see if anyone knows it and emails in, or should we release it now?
We can wait till next week. That's totally fine.
I don't.
You want to do a little research?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do a little research.
Yeah, let's do a little.
All right,
yeah,
we'll reveal it. We'll reveal it next episode. Then we'll see if you guys can come up with some answers. I'll leave the clues on here if you guys want the.
I'll tweet them out.
I'll give you
too.
guys a date if you need. If you guys pick a thing, I'll give you a date. So
okay. So for those
or a year rather.
For those playing at home, this is a former Cub. He was a pitcher. He finished his career with the Cubs. He signed a 1-year, $6 million deal at age 42. Last appearance was against the Braves. His jersey number was 19, which was Chris Bryant's jersey number in Iowa. Former ALCS MVP and World Series winner. He was a former All-Star, made his debut against the Yankees. He was the number 2 starter behind Jeremy Guthrie that year, which makes him a former Baltimore Oriole. And he owns a signed game used glove from Roger Clemens.
Now there's a key I wrote in some of the clues. He finished his MLB career with the Cubs. His last MLB appearance was against the Braves.
Okay, that's good. I didn't. Greg, that one.
He made his MLB debut against the Yankees. So.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. So write in or. I'll put this on Twitter. I'll put it on the Facebook page. If we don't really have any prizes to give away, but you'll get our
the grand prize of an attaboy.
An attaboy. Give you a shout, and I'll have you on Slime to rank Bond movies. There you go.
That's your prize. There you go.
Is that a prize or is that punishment?
That's punishment. If you get
punishment for Justin.
If you get the wrong answer, I'm coming for you, and you're coming on Slimes. You'll have no choice.
Yeah.
So better get it right, Justin. Do your research because I'm coming for you.
I'm gonna have to do some research now. Vinny, Greg, you got anything else about the Cubs before we move on?
That's all I have.
I was gonna say there was another person in the Chris Bryant trade. It was Caleb Killian, right-handed pitcher. Between AA and high A this year, he has 90.1 innings pitched. He has an ERA of 2.19, a WHIP of 0.863, walks per 9 of 1.1, and strikeouts per 9 of 10. So another solid return in the Bryant trade.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Real quick before we move on to our whatever section, just a little bit around MLB. First of all, we have the Field of Dreams game. The Field of Games. And
it's going to turn into Hunger Games after the game.
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be people coming out of the cornfields at night. Survival of the fittest. The ticket prices. So which one of you guys wants to talk about the ticket prices? I know they were probably extremely expensive, but I don't know for certain how much they were going for.
I will. StubHub had the average ticket price for the game at $1,400, while SeatGeek had their average ticket price of tickets sold at $1,557.
Jesus.
So very affordable to take you and your family there to the.
And you were entered, that's on resale. To get the tickets, you were actually put into a lottery, if I'm not mistaken. And I actually knew a fan that was able to buy tickets because he was selected out of the lottery, but he actually put it on resale on StubHub or something like that to make a profit or something. But
I mean,
that's crazy. And I'm perfectly fine watching it at home for that.
Well, I'm a little disappointed. You say you watched it at home, but I'm a little disappointed with MLB. This is the perfect type of game to have it on just basic TV, basic Fox.
Oh, absolutely.
Have it there. Push whatever programming you're having and have Fox just put it on free TV. I mean, that's the best way to grow the game. You have something as awesome as that was. I watched the introduction where the players came out of the cornfield, which was amazing. I'm not a big. Were you guys big Field of Dreams?
To be honest, I've only seen the movie once.
I like the movie. I'm not a diehard. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think I was really little when I saw bits and pieces of it. I don't think I ever sat down and watched the whole thing through. But I mean, I even still thought it was really cool how they had them all come out and had Kevin Costner there and everything. I just thought that was amazing.
Yeah, it was a cool idea.
But just to admit, I mean, there's just another thing that MLB just doesn't know what they're doing. I mean, that was an easy thing. Just put it on TV so anyone can watch it. Why not?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's Bruce.
He obviously clearly not a big fan of Field of Dreams from Bruce.
Not. I don't believe so.
Or he didn't like my take on that.
I liked your take, Vinny. I liked it very much. Actually, couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel bad for the people of Iowa in general. I was looking at the blackout restrictions just throughout the country, and there's like barely any way they get to watch any games. Like it's insane. Yeah. It's insane. So
story. I mean, even with the MLB TV garbage blacked out, you know, for anyone across the country, I'm pretty sure. So it was like stupid. Remember a couple years ago when they opened up the season in Japan? I think it was like A's Mariners.
Mm-hmm.
This was literally, it started a couple days before, the opening day in the States, but it was still, an opening game of one of the 162 blacked out across all of MLB TV.
Wow.
You literally buy the package, to watch Major League Baseball, everything out of market, and you cannot watch the opening game of the season.
Could you imagine if the NFL did something like that?
No. It would be
exactly, because they know that people
they know it. Yeah.
It's unfair. I mean, if that gives any indication, I'm not saying it got better than that, but I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
You know how that is. So way to go, Manfred. You suck.
And then I saw they were offering a apple pie baked hot dog with mustard and apple jelly jam. What was it?
Sign me up.
That sounds
Is this
disgusting.
for the Wisconsin State Fair? That sounds like something right out of this Wisconsin State Fair.
So I'm trying to find apple pie hot dog. Okay. So like I the whole mustard and apples just sounds disturbing to me. And I get the whole sweet and savory thing. I guess it's a Guy Fieri joint. He's the one that came up with this. Does that sound right?
It sounds like the king of that would king of Flavortown.
So go ahead, Greg.
I was just gonna say I think I'm in on that too.
Really?
Just because I think it's just I mean, just hearing it like, ooh, I'm not sure, but it's like one of those things like, ooh, but I'm intrigued.
Justin, would you have a hamburger with peanut butter on it?
I have, yes. I have before. Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was different, but it was okay. But okay,
it's the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about it being I'd say a pork product, but hot dogs, I don't even know what they are.
Vinnie,
it's all beef hot dog.
Vinny, would you have a burger with blackberry jam on it?
I try it.
You have before, and that's when we went to that Ted's Montana Grill in the Glen. I told you it was really good, and you tried it, and you agreed with me. So
when was that?
Oh God, this was like 10. This was like 9 years ago.
Was I?
That place closed. That place closed down, and I always miss it. So I always think of that. But we went there once. I think.
When?
I forget.
Are you sure it was me?
I remember it was you. Yes, I remember.
See, I can get behind.
Because I remember everywhere I've eaten. I remember who was there usually too. You were definitely there. I
can get behind a hot dog.
You can trust me.
With mustard, give me a good Chicago dog. I can get behind bacon with brown sugar on it. I love that. That's great too. But the apple pie hot dog features an all beef hot dog, apple pie filling, and Guy Fieri's signature bacon jam enclosed in a flaky pie crust. It is also topped with an apple mustard drizzle, apple pie spice, and demerara sugar. So
give it to me. I want that now.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah.
Wait, Justin, you're a Chicago guy. You're a ketchup guy. Do you put ketchup on your hot dog?
No, that's a sin. Whew. I don't put ketchup on.
I will just checking.
I will admit, you give me a Polish sausage, I might put a little ketchup on that. But not a hot dog. Not a hot dog.
Okay.
Only if I have no mustard. If I have no mustard, then yeah. So couple other things. Barstool Sports and Major League Baseball are teaming up, which to me is just a big what the fuck? What? Why?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Justin's cursing tonight. It's great.
The stupidity. Look, we just talked about the blackouts, and then we're talking about having hot dogs with apples, and now we're switching gears to Barstool. So if you're not familiar with Barstool Sports, what would you call them?
You don't want to be
like I wouldn't call them a radio network.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is, Vinny. Yeah. Bunch of bros.
If you took in college or in high school the frat boy wannabes that thought they were tough shit and cooler than thou. And you made them adults, who didn't want to take any responsibility for any of their actions. That is Barstool Sports.
Yep.
And I, to be honest, I have nothing. I know I listened to ESPN 1000 occasionally for a while, and they were doing a lot of stuff with Barstool, and I'm like, screw this. I don't want to hear these assholes because they sound like dicks.
Yeah.
And just a couple of reasons why their founder, Dave Portnoy, from what I've read about him, is a pretty reprehensible guy. Just some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth, he made some comments. I'm trying to see. I'll have to keep looking for it, but just, rapes, not rape stuff with involving him, but just comments about rape, comments about, civil rights, and comments about a bunch of stuff. Just seems kind of like a scumbag. They've had tons.
He's an asshole.
Yeah. Tons of accusations made against the company, tons of allegations. I know they've had court proceedings, I believe, against them. So why you're trying to grow the game and include a variety of people? Why would you go get some organization that is just a bunch of, dickheads? I don't understand.
They must be very popular.
They make a lot of money.
Angle. Yeah, they make money and they're popular. That's got to be the only angle here.
I know. I think they're big on the East Coast, which would.
Yeah.
Oh, big surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Ugh.
But who strikes out more in a season, Manfred or Javi Baez?
I think Manfred.
Oh.
At this rate, I think, yeah.
It's close. It's close.
Yeah, that's man.
The sad thing is Manfred's might look even worse.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you might be right. Might be right. So yeah, he just Barstool, not a fan. I know they have a pretty strong following online, and whenever anyone says anything bad about them, a lot of people come after people.
We're next.
So, we're next, but what are you gonna do? You can't win them all. So real quick, just to wrap up, because I know we're running long. Greg's possible retirement from fantasy baseball. Greg, why are you retiring from fantasy baseball?
Because I can't fucking take it anymore. That's all.
I retired from it a couple of years ago, and to be honest,
it's the worst.
I don't.
It's the worst. And we've had this league going for a while now, and everyone just gives up. The injuries are killers. The scoring is dumb. just can't do it. Just can't.
Yeah,
I like drafting.
Yeah, drafting's the best
part. I think
part.
that's fun, and then just fuck it right after that.
Yeah,
we can start bleeping ourselves out. This is a cursing podcast.
This is a rough one.
Sorry, kids, but
to anyone who listens in the car with their kids in the back seat, yeah,
right. The other thing I had was guys, I don't know why I wrote this. Does anyone care about the NL East? Just screw the East. I mean, it's probably the tightest race between the Phillies, Mets, and Braves, but who gives a shit at this?
I'll be honest. There's not a single team in the NL East that I actually like. I
like the Marlins. I've always kind of been a Marlins guy.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're in last place. I was kind of like the Marlins in the 90s, but
yeah,
I kind of like their team, but
yeah. I mean, I was a big Braves guy, in high school, just because that's when TBS carried all their games.
Yeah.
So I would watch a ton of Braves games that were on TV. So I kind of got to know the team, and I really liked listening to not Skip Carey, Chip Carey. Chip Carey, yeah. Skip. Yeah. I'm thinking of the George Offerman clip now. His son Chip. Skip. Yeah, I really like them. But now, granted, since TBS took them off the Superstation, God, it's probably going on 15, 16, 17 years now. I haven't really followed them. So yeah, I don't like the Phillies. I don't like the Mets. I don't like the Marlins. The Braves are kind of
Nationals.
No, don't really care about Nationals.
Yeah, there's a bunch of unlikable teams.
I just don't care. And then lastly, we'll talk real quick. I'll go through this quick because we're running long. The MLB 2022 draft order coming in 10th is the Cubs, followed by the Rockies, the Nationals, the Twins, Kansas City, the Marlins, Pittsburgh, Texas, Baltimore, and then number one draft order right now is the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yep.
The Cubs, for as crappy as they are still 16 games back from getting the first draft pick of the league. The league. So
got some work to do, but yeah, they're on pace.
Hey, if
they got a series against the Marlins too coming up.
True.
I think
they DFA'd Arrieta though, so they got better. So
race to the bottom.
Yeah,
if they can get in the top 10, I mean, their scouting department, they should be able to get people like Ian Happ and Albert Almora type picks. They'll be fine. So
yeah, well, they got rid of McLeod, so they're okay.
Oh, Jason McLeod, what did he have his head up his ass for like 10 years straight? Like, oh my God.
He just kind of sat around and didn't do anything.
Yeah,
I just imagine him being like, Theo
is riding on the coattails.
Yeah, exactly. Theo and Judd said, if I sit here, they'll give me a treat when they get back, like a dog. All right, enough baseball talk. What are we watching, boys? What has caught your eye or ears? I guess. Vinny, what have you been watching lately on TV?
I got 2 shows.
Sure.
Well, one I'm bringing this one up only because I want you 2 guys to watch this.
Okay.
And I've been talking about this for years now. You guys need to watch that. It's an absolutely fantastic show. It is an anti-hero type of movie. It is based on, I guess,
it's a comic, right?
Yeah, it is actually based on the comic. I not into comics, or I should say I don't read comics. It stars Carl Urban, and if you don't remember, Greg, do you remember what movie he was in for the MCU?
Thor Ragnarok.
Yes, he was kind of a dorky character. He's the opposite of that. He is a complete badass in this show.
Yeah, turned out to be a hero in the end of that movie.
Yep. But fantastic show. It's about normal human beings trying to take down the superheroes, which are loosely based on Superman, Batman, the Justice League.
And they're really corrupt, right?
Yes, they're Yep, they're very corrupt. So it's 2 seasons of it so far. They have a 3rd season on the way. Absolutely fantastic show. If you like superhero stuff, I highly recommend watching it. It's definitely not a PG or PG-13. It is an R-rated show. So if you are young, maybe it's not for you. You're gonna have to wait a little bit, or watch it when your parents are asleep.
I want to say, I watched the first episode when it first came out. And I was like, oh, this seems interesting. And then I was going to watch it with Erica because she said she might be interested, and then we never got around to watching it. So,
and I told her about it, and I gave her the premise of it, and she goes, "Oh wow, that would actually be really good."
Yeah, the show sounds perfect for her.
Justin, but she would like it.
Yeah,
so. I have that, and then the show that I actually am watching. Well, I already finished watching it. It's a short series. I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. It's on Netflix. It is a comedy sketch show. It is awkwardly. I guess I would call it awkward comedy. It kind of takes like certain situations and then takes them to the next level of just awkwardness. Bob Odenkirk is in one of the skits this season. And he's fantastic. And of course, everything he's in is fantastic. But if you're a fan of sketch comedy, I highly recommend it. And just if it makes you feel uncomfortable, just keep watching it. It makes you feel good. Or just keep watching it. It'll get better and maybe get funny. Who knows?
I watched, are all the sketches like 5 minutes or shorter, Vinny?
Yeah, I think each episode is like 10 minutes. They're really because I watched really short episodes.
So I watched one where the guy crashes his car into the clothing store and he's dressed like a hot dog. That one, I thought that was funny. I showed it to Erica and she's like, no, this is weird. And then I also, I watched one where they go to a haunted house and the host of the haunted house
so good.
is like, oh, it's the late show. We can swear a little bit in this one. And the main character just doesn't understand. Yes, you can swear, but it doesn't have to be every single time you talk.
And really awkward like swear words. Yeah.
Like, holy shit. Yeah. No pun intended. Well, yeah, I really need to give that a go because it definitely, that awkward vibe it's
pretty funny,
like cringeworthy, as the kids say. It's cringy,
Well, then one of the more funnier, not awkward skits is when they have his Tim Robinson do a reality TV show where he dresses up as an old guy, kind of like Johnny Knox.
Okay,
but the old guy costume that they have him dressed up in is just really ridiculous and not believable. It's like a big rubber mask on, and I'm sure you guys have seen the memes pop around where it's the old guy with like big white hair, and then it's I don't want to be here anymore. And he's talking about how he doesn't want to do the skit, and then it just ends up with him saying he pretty much doesn't want to live anymore. And the guy's like, we don't have to do this show anymore. And then he's like, what's the show going to be about then?
I've heard a ton about the sloppy steaks. I got to find that episode.
Yes.
That's a good one too.
I mean, and if you want to get an idea of what the Barstool sports guys are like, those are the sloppy steak guys. The assholes. That's what they're like. Slick back hair, making sloppy steaks. Yep, that's them.
Got it. All right. Nice. Very cool. Greg, what about you? What have you been watching?
Nothing really that exciting for me, guys. I know that I came up with the idea because I know you guys are, more into TV than I am. But
you're watching the Snyder Cut, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In progress, I suppose.
You're probably going to have to restart it at this point.
I was just going to say, Justin, I probably have to restart again and go through my, slow musical interlude scenes with the Flash taking 20 minutes to rescue someone, which is the opposite of the Flash. Think of an eye takes twice as long. Anyway,
you're not wrong.
Guys, I watched the first episode of Hard Knocks yesterday.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. Well, that was actually pretty good. A lot of stuff on, Dak going through his injuries and stuff like that. And it's mostly just Dak and Zeke.
I heard there was something on there about Jerry Jones putting salt on his McDonald's breakfast or something.
I heard about that.
He's sitting there talking to the athletic trainer, at his, desk right there. And he unwraps, like a, sausage egg biscuit from McDonald's.
Okay.
The griddle, I thought.
He's got a salt shaker right there and like a glass of milk. And he's just sitting there talking to the athletic trainer, talking about Dak and how he wants to sit him. He's just salting the hell out of his breakfast sandwich. I'm like, Jerry, you're going to fucking die, man.
Got enough sodium in it already.
Yeah. Good God.
They used to use salt to preserve meat back in the day. Maybe he's just trying to preserve himself. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's how he's doing it.
He's not looking too great these days.
No, that might be what he's doing right there.
Might want to dial down the sodium intake there, Jerry.
A little bit.
Oh, God.
The other guys, I am way behind on this documentary. I know it premiered on is it ESPN? Now it's on Netflix. I'm just starting to watch The Last Dance.
Oh, Greg, it's so good.
I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Vinny.
I haven't started it. Really
it's
enjoying it.
So good.
I am really enjoying it. Yeah.
That
I don't know what's taking me because it's almost what 2 years old now, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out. Yeah, it came out like the April when the pandemic started. So
it did.
And a half. Yeah,
okay, year and a half. Yeah,
it's going on 2 years. It feels
close
like
enough.
So,
just great. And Vinny, for you, I finished Loki. I finished it a while ago. I haven't caught up with you on it for a little while now. I very much enjoyed it. I thought the ending was terrific.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say underwhelmed is the right
I get it. Yep. I know what you mean.
He who remains.
Yeah.
I don't know. And spoilers for those you haven't seen Loki. Justin, are you good? Is this gonna affect you or whatever?
Oh wait, I got my earbuds out.
Let me listen to it louder.
I don't care. Go ahead. I've seen a lot of this stuff about it already. So
okay. I don't know where you're at, Vinny. I actually thought, and I saw a couple articles on this after I finished the episode.
Yep.
But I thought He Who Remains was going to be Carl Mordor from Doctor Strange. I thought that was going to be the twist. I don't know if you remember that character.
Oh, was he was a guy at the end, right? That was part of the I can't remember the group that Doctor Strange was a part.
So he was initially an ally, but then he kind of he has the same. He kind of has different ideals.
Yes,
the way Doctor Strange was going, played by I forget the actor's name.
Yeah, I remember. Yep.
I thought that's what was going to be. He's going to be kind of like
I didn't even think about that.
Right, kind of like the manipulation of time and everything. He created the timekeepers and everything. I thought that's the direction they were going. The dialogue for me in that last scene was a little bit shaky for me, a little slow. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought the ending, kind of when everything goes to hell, was terrific.
Great.
Kind of like the foreshadowing in the preview for season 2. So
season 2, and I think it's supposed to also be part of Ant-Man and
yes,
the Quantumanium.
Yes, because that character, He Who Remains.
It's not him.
Part of it. It's not him. It's the actor.
Yeah.
on kind of like a timeline. It's getting pretty crazy with the timelines.
It's him, but it's a variant.
A variant of him. Yes, that's the big thing on the show. Your variants of things. So I enjoyed it very much. Some of those early episodes really were awesome when it all kind of got going there. So, but enjoyed
just
the series
like how
overall.
they tied it right into Endgame. That was fantastic. How they just did that right from the bat.
Yeah, and it was perfect. They always knocked it out of the park with their continuity and everything.
Yep.
So really enjoyed the series. I don't know how I rank it versus the others right now. I still want to say Falcon Winter Soldier was my favorite, I think, but I'll enjoy it all three, WandaVision and Loki as well. So
are you going to watch Marvel What If?
Yeah.
That just came out. I think this week. Yesterday.
Yesterday was. I got to check that.
It looks interesting. I haven't. Is it? So is it? It's gonna. Well, obviously, it's gonna be all like computerized and
animation and everything.
Thank you, Justin. Yep.
Yeah.
It's getting late. My brain's shutting down. Animation. But I remember watching a trailer for it, and it
looked pretty interesting.
Like they had Killmonger from Black Panther. Teaming up with Tony Stark from the first Iron Man.
Yep. That was kind of the opening to the trailer. Yeah.
I was like, this looks interesting. But so it's going to tell different storylines on. I'm guessing.
Kind of like what could have been.
Timelines and stuff like that. Pretty much.
Exactly. Exactly. Now that there's like timelines going every which way now in the MCU, so
bunch of Nexus events.
Exactly. that was cool. That was cool what they came up with for that. That was pretty neat. So
what would you guys recommend? I have not seen any of those shows. If I was just gonna watch one, which one should I go for?
Of the Marvel?
Of the Marvel ones that came out.
I would say probably Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay.
I think that's the one you can jump in. I think that's probably the most relatable to all audiences because it kind of deals with more modern conflicts, would you say, Vinny? And kind of like kind of fantasy, which is WandaVision and Loki.
Loki is kind of like a mind trip too.
Yeah, exactly.
All the timelines and stuff like that. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you can just kind of sit down and watch. It's just like an action. It's just like
an action. Okay,
exactly.
It's funny. Like I don't dislike Marvel. I liked Avengers. I liked Endgame. Infinity War was good. I love Spider-Man. He's right up there with Batman for me. But I don't know why. Like I don't know if it's just I'm not the biggest Marvel guy, but I've had no drive to watch any of those shows. I don't know, and I've heard they're all really good. I mean, I know Erica loved WandaVision and she's not a Marvel person at all. But I'll have to give one of them a chance at least. So
I think all these shows are pretty, they can be are pretty accessible to all audiences.
Yeah.
And they do something for the big fans too by tying them into things, which may be confusing to some people, but I think everyone can appreciate what they're doing because they're all still all standalone stories at this point.
I feel like you give me a show about the X-Men, I would watch it tomorrow. I don't know why. I like the X-Men more than the Avengers, but I guess the cartoon from the 90s is still on there. I should go back and watch that. At least for the theme song.
Great cartoon.
Yep. The theme song was the best. All right. I only have a few things because I know it's getting late. MTV's The Challenge, season 37, Spies, Lies, and Allies is on tonight, or came on yesterday. I don't know if you guys have ever watched The Challenge, but it is amazing. It's all the old Real World and Road Rules people who have now aged out. So now it's all the like bullshit shows on MTV and a bunch of other people from now. They have teams from like Germany and Romania, and it's pretty much just a big soap opera, but it's a bunch of different obstacle challenges they got to do. And then there's
did Erica get you into that show? I feel like Erica used to watch that a lot.
She did.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We watch it every season, which I don't know how it's on season 37. The first season was like 2005, I think. So it's also kind of sad because there's still a few people that are on from like when I was in high school watching The Real World, and they're still on this, and they're pushing 40 now, and it's like,
that's all they have.
Yeah, but I mean, like the prize money is like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you win once, I get why you'd keep coming back. But so I've been watching that. Really excited that's back. Brooklyn Nine-Nine returns for its final season. I think it starts tonight or yesterday. So I got to watch that on Hulu tomorrow. That's a great show if you've ever watched that before with Andy Samberg. Who else is up? There's a variety of people on there.
Yeah.
The other one that I have the box set on DVD. My sister got it for me a while back because it was one of those shows that I remember watching once or twice as a kid, but never got into. Did you guys ever watch Third Rock from the Sun as kids?
Oh yeah.
No.
So I started watching the box
that.
set. Like, that is a really fun, silly, stupid show. Like, I really like it. Like, I'm glad.
It was funny.
John Lithgow is just awesome. I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt a lot, but John Lithgow,
French Stewart.
yeah. The less said about him, probably the better. He's like the only one that didn't go on to really have a career after Third Rock, but
right, he did some commercials and a couple other small
like
things,
pistachios, maybe, I don't know,
something like that. He did a cigarette commercial. I remember, anti-smoke. He's like, "Hey, what's worse than a cigarette in your ear? A cigarette in your mouth. Don't smoke." And that was it.
It should have just been, if you smoke, you'll talk like me. And that would have been like, oh, God.
Yeah. That would have worked. That would have got me to quit.
So I made it through. I watched a good chunk of season 2 the other day while I was, what was I doing? I was cleaning out one of the closets because we got carpet installation coming next week. So the last thing I will say that I watched, and I'm hoping you guys watch it because I'm curious. I think I might be the only one who just kind of thought it was meh. But the new Suicide Squad, I really...
you texted us about that.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be some contrarian asshole here, but...
that's what we do on the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, like I'm clearly, from our Marvel discussion, I am way more a DC guy. I am a Snyder Cut apologist at this point. But the Suicide Squad movie started off really good. I was like, oh man, this is great. I was watching it. And then it just kind of got boring. I'm like, where is this going? And then it would perk up for 5-10 minutes, and then it would go back to being really boring. And then the final set piece was kind of interesting, but it was really drawn out, and then it was just over. And I'm like,
so does the Suicide Squad have anything to do with Suicide Squad? Like, is this a soft reboot or is this a continuation?
I would say, let's see. She got Amanda Waller is the head of the Suicide Squad, is back. You got Harley Quinn is back. You got, what's his name? Captain or Lieutenant
Captain
Flag?
Boomerang.
Oh, Captain Boomerang.
Flag.
Yeah, he's back. Rick Flag, the military guy in charge, is back.
Yeah, RoboCop.
But there's no reference to the previous movie.
Okay.
But I guess takes place in the same universe because you have all these same characters and stuff.
Yeah.
This one I think did a better job. I was listening to another podcast that talked about this. Is in the first Suicide Squad, the whole point is they're this, covert black ops organization that the public's not supposed to see because it's all these horrible criminals. And then in the first movie, they throw them into a city that everyone's living in. At least this one, they throw them on a remote island that has a military base and things like that. It's run by a corrupt leader and so forth. The one cool thing, and I didn't realize this until I had read about it, was, do you remember in Batman 1989, the Joker comments on the pictures that Vicky Vale takes, that which ones he likes? Do you remember which photos he liked? This is a deep cut.
Yeah,
but I don't remember.
The ones with the bodies, right? The dead bodies,
yes, and that was from her time on an island called Cortez del something.
Yeah,
okay.
Corto Maltese.
Yeah. Yes, Corto Maltese.
Yeah.
Well, the island that Suicide Squad takes place on is Corto Maltese.
Cool. Okay.
So that is a cool little tie-in.
Yeah.
But overall, would I watch it again? Maybe. I don't know. If you're going to see a DC movie, I highly recommend go see or watch it on HBO Max. Watch Birds of Prey. That was actually really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've raved about that movie.
Ewan McGregor as Black Mask was awesome. He was really good. He was really good. So, yeah, that's all I got. Besides,
which one did you like better, Justin? The Suicide Squad or Suicide Squad?
To be honest, I think they're both just kind of to me. I didn't really care.
That's how I felt about the first Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, I was, for both of them, I was so excited about the trailers for the first one with, they were playing Queen and
the trailer was so
Blitz,
good.
And I'm like, these trailers are amazing. This looks great. And then we saw it and I'm like, that was okay. And then same thing with this one. The first couple trailers looked really good. Then I think it was the third trailer. I'm like, I don't know about this. And then it's okay. But everywhere online on Twitter, people are just raving about, oh my God, this is the best DC movie.
Yeah, it's getting good reviews.
And
it's getting good reviews.
I don't see it. It's not horribly bad.
But just nothing special. Huh?
No, King Shark is voiced by Sylvester Stallone, which is cool. And it's
neat.
Rocky 1 level voices.
Nice.
So at least you got that to look forward to. But yeah, so that's all I got. Yeah, I guess that about does it. Vinny, Greg, you got anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
I got nothing.
I think we covered some good stuff today.
Yeah, we did.
We're all watching good stuff. I'll have to check out the Suicide Squad now, and the boys. Where can I watch the boys?
Amazon Prime. Watch that first, please. I'm tired of beating
Vinny
that
needs
drum
somebody to talk to about it.
Well, why don't you watch the goddamn show?
Vinny, does Gretchen watch that one or no?
He does a little bit, but there's some like gore in it.
Gore, yeah. Well, I know the first episode, someone gets split in half, and I'm like, oh, I know what type of show this is going to be. Holy cow! So
yeah, it's
the first 5 minutes, I think. So
yep.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you for listening to Baseball and Whatever. Again, if you want to comment or email or reach out to us about the Cubs, the Sox, Major League Baseball, what you are watching, or if you want to tell me that Suicide Squad is the greatest film masterpiece known to man, feel free and let me know. I will tell you you're wrong, but that is neither here nor there. You can email us at baseballwhatever@gmail.com, facebook.com/baseballandwhatever, and tweet us at baseballandwhat. We will be back next week sometime. If all goes well, we'll be having our guys from Vinny, what's the name of the Disney show again?
Disney on the Rocks.
Disney on the Rocks. I always forget that. I talked to them this week. They had to postpone because their one guy got sent on a business trip. So we're going to hopefully catch up with them next week, and we will talk to you guys then. So thanks again for listening, and we will see you next time. Take it easy.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep.